Imagine this. You're at the checkout counter, ready to pay, when the cashier makes an enticing offer. Would you like to save 20% on your entire purchase today by opening our store credit card? And this is so common during the holiday season, especially during and after Black Friday, when the pressure to spend is sky high and retailers push these cards harder than ever. But here's the deeper truth. They're catching you at your weakest moment. And I'm not saying that casually. I'm naming it because the holidays are not just about presents. They're about pressure, guilt, family expectations, tradition, the fear of disappointing people you love. Parents want their kids to light up on Christmas morning. Grandparents want to be the hero. Spouses want to show everything is fine, even when the budget is stretched. The holidays come wrapped in emotional code. You have to deliver. You have to provide. You have to make it magical. Realtors and retailers know all this. They study this. They design around this. And they strike when your heart is louder than your wallet. Because in that exact moment, when you're overwhelmed, tired, emotional, telling yourself it's for the kids, someone leans in and says, "Want to save 20% today?" It feels like relief. It feels like help, but it's bait. Every time they run your credit, your score takes a hit, around 5 points per inquiry. And I've seen people, yes, real people, lose over 60 points from Thanksgiving to New Year's. Here's a real example. A mom I worked with applied for 4-star cards during the holiday rush. Kohl's, Target, Old Navy, Victoria's Secret, because each promised a discount she desperately needed. 4 hard pulls. Let me repeat that. 4 hard pulls. 20 points gone. Small limits that maxed out immediately. 40 more points gone. She entered January 64 points lower, and she never missed a payment. She was just trying to give her kids a great Christmas. It looks like an instant savings, but behind that friendly smile and that little discount is a system engineered to take advantage of your most emotional moment of the year. So the real question is, why are you actually, and what are you actually signing up for?
Today, we're going to pull back the curtain. We're going to demystify one of the most misunderstood parts of consumer finance, store-branded credit cards. Behind that little plastic card is a multi-billion-dollar machine run by massive banks you've never met. Today, John and I, hi, I'm JS, we're breaking down how it works, why it matters, and what consumers need to know before saying yes at the register. Now, before we jump into our Q&As today, I want to explain why we're doing this. Today, this week, by Friday, day right after Thanksgiving. Well, the way it works today, John, it's actually already happening. Black Friday's right now. The holidays are
Right?
here. And it's that time of year that you really can hurt your credit score, can really make some mistakes. So we wanted to talk about it. We wanted to be honest about it. And we wanted to share some important information with you so that maybe you understand a little bit more. And hopefully we can help you not get into any financial trouble. So,
And before
go
we
ahead.
start the Q&A,
Mhm.
we need to talk about BNPL. You've heard
Mm,
the initials. It's called Buy Now, Pay Later.
yeah.
If store cards are the front door to holiday debt, BNPL is the side window wide open. Companies like Afterpay, Klarna, Affirm, and PayPal, Pay in 4, show up with just 4 easy payments, 0 interest. Get it now, pay later. BNPL doesn't feel like debt, so people treat it like it isn't debt, but it is. And here's the part almost nobody knows about. The new FICO 10T, that new scoring system, that will be taking effect very shortly here will use BNPL payment when it's reported. Let me say that again. If your BNPL lender reports your purchases, payments, or late payments, FICO 10T will factor it into your credit score. And because FICO 10T uses trended data, this means every BNPL loan, every staggered payment, every late payment, every time you stack multiple BNPL plans, all of this becomes part of your score. And because BNPL payments hit every 2 weeks, people fall behind without realizing it. And FICO 10T can drop your score significantly. BNPL can hurt your score even when you think it's 0% interest. You only borrowed small amounts. You never missed a regular credit card payment. You assumed BNPL was invisible. It won't be invisible anymore. BNPL creates an illusion of affordability, but the bill always comes, usually in January, when money is the tightest. Whether it's a store card or BNPL, the message is the same. Anything that lets you spend money you don't have, especially when you're emotional, is not a gift. It's a trap.
Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up. I've been seeing a lot of ads just recently for this. There's another one. It's a man's name, Ed, or something like that. And he shows the people, and they're buying something, and they're happy, yay, 4 payments only. It is a trap. And as John said, the 10T model is becoming prevalent, and then more people are using it, including like even the mortgage industry is making a transition. So let's jump into this, John. I think that there's a lot of good information to share, and we have our credit genius with us. So, John, when people open, let's say, a TJ Maxx card or a Home Depot card, any store brand card, who's actually issuing the credit? The store or someone else?
It's never the store. These cards are almost always issued by third-party banks. You've heard of Synchrony, Comenity, which has now become named Bread. But Comenity is what I've seen all the time. Citibank, Capital One. The retailer provides the branding. The bank controls the money. Underwriting, fees, customer service, collections, credit reporting. As an example, TJX Rewards is issued entirely by Synchrony Bank.
Yeah, that makes sense. I bought furniture one time from, I don't know, Ashley store or something, one of those big stores. And all of a sudden I had a Synchrony Bank card and I was like, what?
Yeah, I did that too.
So how concentrated is the store card industry?
Extremely. Just a few banks dominate the entire system. Now, Synchrony alone partners with Amazon, Lowe's, PayPal, Sam's Club, Verizon, American Eagle, and dozens more. Now, Comenity handles fashion and specialty brands. Consumers think they're dealing with the store, but every problem is handled by the bank, not by the store.
So that makes sense. So how fast does that save 20% today deal turn ugly?
Very fast.
Yeah.
Store cards, APRs often sit between 30 to 40%. TJX Rewards is around 33, 34%.
Wow.
Penalty APRs can reach almost 40%.
Oh.
Now, these cards target people with thinner credit files because approval rates are higher. But the interest, my God, it's brutal.
Yeah, that sounds like that just get I hate that. So that's all about my mind's like, that's all you can say. So can you explain the difference between store-only cards and the MasterCard Visa version,
Sure. One's considered what's called a closed loop, and it's store only, like, for example, the TJX card.
You can only use it at that store, so it's
That is
closed
correct.
loop. Okay, got it.
Absolutely. The others, like MasterCard, Visa, are called
Hmm.
open loop, and you can use them anywhere. For example, TGX has a platinum card, but that is an open loop. Now, closed loop cards have tiny limits. They're easy to max out.
Hmm.
Open loop cards are more flexible, but still high interest. General purpose cards usually beat both.
So, so that's important topic because we've talked about how that affects your credit score as well.
Right?
If you have this small limit and it looks maxed out, you're immediately getting dinged.
Absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense. So
When
if
when
the
when that
good,
becomes an or is 30% of your credit score is regarding revolving debt and you've maxed out your scores or you're maxed out your credit cards, that's a terrible ding to
right, right, that
your
makes
credit.
sense.
Yeah.
So if the store just provides the branding, which is the way I'm understanding it, what do the banks actually control?
Um, everything, everything that matters. Approvals, credit limits, interest rates, fees, billing,
Oh,
collections. And they handle all the reporting to all three credit bureaus.
okay.
So the store just markets the card.
Yeah, it's just so you're going to see Old Navy or TJ Maxx on the front of it, but it's all controlled by one of these banks.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So how does holiday store card usage distort credit scores? I guess this is what I was trying to say earlier. Can you explain that to us?
yeah. Well, each hard inquiry on a credit score drops your score 5 points, 5 points each. So
Okay.
if you go to those four stores, you're going to have a reduction of 20 points right there by applying for each of them. Whether you're
Yeah.
approved or not, you're going to get you're going to get dinged. Now,
Okay.
anytime you have new accounts, it reduces your average age of your account. That's going to reduce the score.
Yeah.
Tiny limits create high utilization. Maxed out cards devastate scores. Late payments hit even harder. I've seen 50, 60 point drops in one December.
Yeah, that's huge. It's huge. I'm so glad we're talking about this today. So let's talk about who are the big issuing banks. Even though it may say Old Navy or TJ Maxx or what, Home Depot, who are these big banks?
Synchrony is a huge one in this market. They're a massive private label issuer. They've got hundreds of partnerships. Typically, it's easy approvals, certainly high APRs.
Hmm.
And if you think maybe, okay, I'll get it and then get the interest rate reduced in 6 months based on the payments I make, it's not going to happen because they refuse to lower interest rates on these.
Yeah.
Now, Comenity dominates fashion. Many closed loop cards, restrictive rewards, and higher APRs. Again, they're going to be in that 30% range.
Okay, so we've talked, John, you and I have talked before about like case study. Case studies are important when we're making a point. Could you give me like a why is you've told me this, why is TJ Maxx, TJX and TJ Maxx the perfect example?
Synchrony issues the cards. They have two tiers, a store card and a platinum MasterCard. The APR, that's the annual percentage rate, is tied to the prime rate. Now, as I've discussed before, the penalty APR is nearly 40%.
Yeah.
Rewards benefit the store more than they do the consumer.
Yeah, and by that you're talking about, some of them say, okay, here you're to get points or whatever, and then you'll get 5% off when you come in next time or whatever.
Right.
Ultimately, it's in the store's favor, not yours.
Absolutely.
It keeps you coming in, it keeps you shopping. Oh, I don't want to lose this discount, I have to go back in. But
That's right.
John, but John, Is there ever a time that you think a store card could be a good idea?
Well, yeah, a good idea. If you're short money in December, but you're getting a cash inflow coming on January, then yeah, where you can pay it in full.
Hmm.
Um, you want the one-time discount. But to me, that is so disillusioning. I'm not saying the word right. It's disillusioning.
Hmm.
Um, you're building early credit responsibly, but you're paying so much for it. And you
Unless you
truly
can pay
shop
it
there
in full.
often. What's that?
Unless you can pay it in full right then.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you're not paying really the interest rate. So you truly do get the 20%. But, reality tells me, and I've seen it over and over, and the data proves it, is that you're not going to pay it off in that time period. People just don't.
Yeah.
Now, they're a bad idea if you carry balances, struggle with money, overspend, or chase approvals. But you
Yeah.
got to know how you spend. And don't think you're going to be paying this off because more than likely you're not. Now, during that next year, this upcoming year, maybe you're thinking about buying a house, a car. It's going to hurt your chances. No matter what you say, it's going to hurt your chances.
Yep. Yeah, I see the point completely. So what should someone ask themselves? You described it perfectly, the pressure of the holidays. You're trying so hard to meet expectations, create the magical season, and this is the point where people emotionally buy.
Right.
What should someone ask themselves? Take a deep breath when they're whispering, "Would you like to apply for our card today and save 25%?" What do they ask themselves before they say yes?
Well, I think, all this has got to go through quickly in your mind. And you should probably ask these questions even before you go into that store. So you have your answer ready and uh, you're not
Vulnerable.
vulnerable. Yeah. Thanks.
Hmm.
Ask, will I pay this off immediately? Is 20% off today worth 33 to 40% interest later? Do I want another hard inquiry? Will this lower my score? Inevitably, it will. Who
Hmm.
benefits more? Me, meaning the consumer, or the bank?
Yeah, I think here's what we really want you to hear from us. Store branded cards aren't reward, they're not rewards program. They're going to market it that way. They're not special offers. They're carefully engineered traps, timed perfectly, by the way, for the moment you're exhausted, you're stressed, you're emotional, and you're just trying to take care of your family. This is a
Right,
very, very
right,
emotional time. The banks know this, by the way. I mean, this has been studied forever and ever and ever. They know how to sell the sizzle, that 20% off, that whatever it is. Get these points, come back, and you're gonna save 10. They know you're thinking about presents, not percentages. They know this. Advertising and marketing to make this money is right here today when you really are the most vulnerable. So you just need to flip the script, right?
right.
You need to really think about it. Every time you step back, breathe, deep breath and say, "No thanks, not today." You're doing more than avoiding a bad card. You're taking back control of your financial future. You know, I think this is one of the big things that John and I have been trying to deliver to you as the consumers. You deserve clarity. You deserve peace. You deserve a credit profile that works for you, not against you. You can't do this if you don't understand the system, which is why we're here. The moment
Right.
you make the decision to protect your future instead of falling for a discount that disappears the second you leave the store, that's the moment you took the wheel. You take control. So Remember, the store cards are designed to hit you when you're weakest, emotionally, mentally, financially. You're not thinking about that, but you need to be, especially during the checkout pressure or the holiday rush. There's this big line behind you and you just want to save 20%. You're not thinking you have to hit 3 more stores. Take a breath.
Right, right. More and most store cards from Synchrony, Comenity, Citi all carry brutal interest rates, often more than 30 to 35%, plus deferred interest traps that punish one slip up.
Yeah, that tempting 20% discount at the counter, it often costs far more in interest and fees. Also, very importantly, the long-term credit damage than you ever save at the checkout. It's not a wash. It's just not a wash.
Yeah, I agree. Every new store account dings your credit. Inquiry, new account, lower age, and the damage stacks if you open multiple cards in a short period.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. You're feeling the pressure. You still have 3 more stores to go to, and you're going to run into that exact same situation at all of them. That's why holiday shoppers routinely lose 30 to 60 points. That's historical. This is facts. Why? Because new accounts, they're new. That shows up, as John has taught us, the age of the account, maxed out cards. You're going to get a tiny little line. It's almost going to match what you're paying. So now
Right,
you're maxed out. And don't forget those buy now, pay later loans. Higher utilization. Again, it's hitting all at once.
right. And remember, under FICO 10T, buy now, pay later isn't invisible anymore.
Mm-mm.
Trended data shows patterns, and a revolving pay in 4 lifestyle looks like financial strain.
Yes. Store cards don't build a strong credit. They box you in with low limits, very high fees, and utilization spikes that drag your score down month after month.
Yeah. The best defense is a pause. Take a deep breath, slow down, breathe, and walk past the glitter. Your long-term credit health is worth far more than a moment of emotional pressure.
Right. This is an emotional time for everybody. The holidays are here. They're here. The spending's about to start happening. John, I really am grateful that we are covering this topic today. It's near and dear to my heart, having been a single mom for a long time, with going through seasons where you feel pressure to make those
Right.
magical holidays happen. Whether you're just starting out, it's a tough time. It's a tough emotional time. But there's also a lot of beauty in this season. So, John and I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and a nice kickoff to this season, and just really wish everybody a beautiful time.
Yeah, so do I. It's a great part when all families get together, celebrate the season, be it the Jewish holidays, Christian holidays. Uh, it's it's just a great time, but we have to think about what happens after that because when you buy these products, we've got to pay it back, and it's going to affect you for the next nine months at minimum.
Yeah.
And we need to get this information out there. I thank you guys for listening because this is, I feel very important in my years of doing credit education and mortgages, and you've seen it on through the work that you do. You see it all the time on credit reports. Synchrony
Yeah.
Bank, Synchrony Bank, Synchrony Bank, Comenity. They're just everywhere, and good for them in making money, but protect yourself.
Yeah. With the knowledge you now have, protect yourself. And again, thank you, like John said, thank you much for listening, watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. You can find both of us on Substack, along with this podcast on Substack and YouTube. So like, subscribe, follow along, ask us questions. If you're running into a situation and you have a question about it, you can comment, you can send us both emails. We will answer your questions. We're here for you. So once again, as always, John, thank you for all the good information. And to all of you out there, thanks for listening.
Yep. We'll see you next time.
Happy Thanksgiving.